So I'm doing a recording of a trade. This is on Striker 422, 2025, second candle, and this is a call. So what we're looking at here is, let's go ahead and pull up the S&P 500. Let's get this microphone a little closer. So at this time we had straight line information up on the 233, not on the daily chart. So interesting. Let's go back to Striker. So if I were to call this the on the weekly call of the color, I think a white is pretty reasonable. For some reason I wrote down red. I'm not quite sure why I said that. I think a move off of this 89 is very likely, not to mention we're close here, and not to mention look at that stock RSI. This looks like it may be narrowing, and we're cocked. So a white candle seems very likely. I'm not sure why I put that here. If we're going to go to, let's just jump back here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, we have at least 3 straight line information up on the 233. On the 3-day, what do we have? We have bottom Bollinger Band, purple line. I'll just say 1 right there. On the previous candle, that's basically 1, position 1. So that would count. The 377 coming off of that would count as a 3rd, I would say. MACD is a 4th, and trigger fire, that's a 5. So if I were to look at, yeah, we already talked about this one. If we think about the 21 and the 13, which I've started to think about, we're actually just closed above that. Now there can be a pullback, a magnetic pull back with these high. You know, that's something to kind of consider, but a trade seems very likely. But this 34 could be kind of interesting. It's only it's right here. It's only 5 points higher than the current 348 and 353. It's only $5 higher, and so that would intersect within just a couple of candles. So that's kind of good to be aware of. If you look at the daily, you know, we're just right under this 13, and the 21 is declining. It may be starting to flatten, but maybe not. It's certainly still declining. So let's see what happens again. Let's draw a line here, vertical line right here, and let's just go forward. 1, 2. Now keep in mind, let's see, how would this entry be? I'll pull down the 34-minute chart here. So it just basically immediately shot up. It opened here, but it went up immediately. So my entry would be, you know, anywhere along this, you know, in the high 360s. So that's kind of good to know, and that's often a challenging thing to do. And probably I would be, especially that's opening maybe $20 higher than the previous close. That's a substantial. That's like 6-7% higher. So that's just something to kind of be aware of. So we'll go boom, boom, and especially coming back within the you know, moving outside the top Bollinger Band, and you know, through this 377 just here, you'd expect it to pull back, and it did. Let's go 2 more candles. Boom, boom. Okay, so we are basically flat from the close of that first candle to here, but other than the fact it's moved sideways, which is important, I think I didn't even say what options that I would choose here. So that was kind of I think because my write-up, I said my analysis doesn't support a trade because my call of the color was wrong. So that's the reason I didn't do that. I guess I should have looked at this before. I reviewed it a little bit more before I just started. Well, so we'll keep going, because if you look at exit criteria, you know, we're above this one. We have 1 here. We're not even quite cocked here. we have one here. We have this, that's interesting. Basically, it's crossing right now. So we have 1, 2. We only have a couple pieces of exit criteria. I probably would have ended up purchasing. What day was that? That was a Tuesday. Probably about 11 days, either the following Fridays or the one after that. And I think actually the week after that would have been valuable. So we'll go ahead one more. So at this point we are, it's moving in our direction. Exit criteria, top Bollinger Band, above 80. We're cocked down here. We do have continuation here and here, but I have 1, 2. I have 2 pieces of exit criteria. So, this 377 is going to be interesting, but we have some room. So let's see what happens here. We'll go ahead, another candle. So here we would have, I guess that we'll call 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 pieces of exit criteria. We lost continuation here, but we still have it here. So we don't have continuation, but we'll see what happens next. I didn't talk about the earnings. I said, but it's actually on the 1st of May, so that's like right around the corner. So let's see what happens. So this is sideways. I mean, I think it would be probably prudent to just go ahead and exit here for probably a small loss. But let's see what happens, because we have we have an up auto wave line, we have these moving average lines, we have the top Bollinger Band. That's 3, 4, 5 right here, 6. I mean, an exit here would be totally correct. So kind of move back up. We'll go again. So this is the 29th. So we'd really need to be exiting. And it does go up. One more, and then certainly this would be like the absolute latest, because the earnings are going to be released the next day. But so that's an interesting trade. So what I wrote is like, what did I learn? Is the trade didn't immediately take off. I mean, well, it jumped up, and then it took a little bit for it to start moving back higher. At the end of the 3-period candle, the price was very similar to where the trade would have likely been entered. That's what I noted right here. From there, it did start to push higher, but not every candle. And I did say the movement was a little bit of a surprise considering the resistance right here, but that is that trade. And actually, let's just go forward. Yeah, so there's the earnings you can see right here, but that is that trade.